Hey guys, I wanted to make a video series on posture when holding the violin because of basically my own pain and the issues that I've had. Um, and so I had to rebuild my technique from the ground up and I've been doing that for a couple of years now, and I just wanted to share a few things from my journey that hopefully will help. Um, if you're having any issues yourself. There are two books that I want to precurse this video with that I highly recommend. The first is called, it looks like that, and it's called Indirect Procedures by Pedro de Alcantara. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. The subtitle, I guess, is called A Musical Guide to the Alexander Technique. And the second book is that. What Every Pianist Needs to Know About the Body by Thomas Mark. Thomas spelt with a TH. Even though it's for pianists, I think it's a really good read. And there are certainly concepts you can cross-apply to any instrument. So, for us violinists today, there are three main things that I have learnt that have really helped me. And so the first one is that this is called a chin rest, not a chin grip. This also ties into my second point, which is that your neck and your shoulders shouldn't be doing anything at all. I used to grip it, I used to clamp down with my jaw and my shoulder, and that constant state of stress and tension caused me to seize up, and overall it wasn't a fun experience. I'd really recommend simply resting the violin against your neck like that. And the question is, if you're not supposed to hold it with your chin and your shoulder, where should you be holding it? And I want to suggest to you that that is actually why you have a forearm muscle and a bicep muscle. Your neck should be free to move around, and every movement should come from your bicep and your forearm. And I'll let you meditate on that and practice that in your own time. The third concept that actually only just realized yesterday, so it was a great revelation to me. I like to imagine my body as sort of like a mechanical machine, and the most effective way for me to get the bow from point A to point B, using the least amount of energy to achieve the most effective result, is if I try to centralize all of the weight from my arm into my elbows, both of them. I like to imagine that there is strings attached, almost pulling my elbows down, but that's just to help really envisage the fact that all of your weight of your arms is focused into this fulcrum, I want to say. And the act of performing a bow stroke is simply a manipulation of the gravity or weight from that point, if you will. Coffee. A good illustration of this point, I find, is if you hold a coffee mug. First, to take a sip, try and notice how you take a sip of your coffee, how you lift it to your mouth. And I only want to say, personally, I've never seen someone take a sip of coffee like that with any unnecessary, exaggerated motions. But then again, I'm sort of a folk fiddler, so I'm sure it's up to interpretation. But the coffee mug also actually makes for a good weight that you can test. You can sort of move it around and leaving your entire arm just so relaxed. Like, I find I'm not putting much effort into this at all, and it always sort of comes back to this point. Whilst my elbow isn't touching my side, it's still reasonably close to it, and to take a sip, it's more of an action from my bicep and forearm than it is from the back of my arm or from my rib cage or anything like that. And when we translate that across to playing the violin, I guess the last thing I wanted to say is that you should be in a neutral position. You shouldn't be hunched over. You shouldn't try and exaggerate your straightness. It's nothing special, is what was said to me, and I find that that's a really good explanation. Because it removes any effort on your part to be relaxed, because that doesn't really make sense. It's it's like a catch-22. So I find exhaling helps, and if we remember, we're not gripping the chin rest. There's slight amounts of energy being exerted from our bicep and our forearm to hold the violin up, but mostly we're just totally relaxed. And if we remember our coffee mug idea and how it always sort of, if you just let it rock, it will come back to that point naturally, and the whole thing is really quite a relaxing process. So I hope that has helped. And if there are any questions I can answer, please feel free to let me know in the comments. I hope I've explained that really well. This is like the 5th video of this that I've tried to make it coherent. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.